go on to our next trailer. Darren's going to lead the charge for this. We got the trailer for Gladiator 2. Darren, you got a gladiator tatted on your leg. You are a fan of this stuff. So you tell me
Tremendous.
Why I should watch Gladiator 2.
Excellent. Yeah, Gladiator 1, the first Gladiator, the original, was one of my favorite movies, if not my favorite.
Wow.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like all the actors acting in that, I thought was just superb. From Russell Crowe to Joaquin Phoenix, just amazing. Right from the off, you got the action, right, and the attention to detail as well. Like with, like the uniforms to the combat, everything else was just immense. You can pick out some insane quotes, and I love movies with some good quotes, right? On my signal, unleash hell, shit like that. It's brilliant. Fucking love that. I mean, I use that on my day-to-day sometimes.
Right.
But, it was just an incredible movie. Storyline was just beautiful. Again, it had everything. It really did kind of impact. It hit home a lot, as well. Like you really get into Russell Crowe's actor there, Maximus, and you're like his family died and all that. So you know that they're going to do a good job on number 2. Now you got Pedro Pascal. He's very, very relevant these days. Don't know much about the other actor, I'm going to be honest, but I love Pedro Pascal. And again, from what I'm seeing, there seems to be that there's a lot more action. We haven't just got gladiator scenes in that. We've also got some war in there too. We got some naval battle in there as well. You got this. You see him riding on the ships and everything else. I think everything looks really, really immense. Again, a lot of attention to detail. The storyline is going to slap. I'm really confident about that. So why I think you should see it is because Ridley Scott pulls out some bangers, my friend, and I think this one is definitely gonna hit home. It's been well over 20 years now, so
yeah. There
you go. He's had plenty of time to think what he wants to do with this one, and I have a really strong feeling it's going to be a good one. I don't think we've seen the best clips in this trailer at all. I really don't. Again, start to finish on the original, amazing. Had everything for me, and again, I just think it's going to be the same for this one too. Stay open-minded, boys. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I will have my vengeance in this life or the next. And the very first thing that you see in the trailer is strength and honor, right? Which is, oh man, is that your tattoo? Is that your tattoo, strength and honor? That's badass. I think what this movie is, this has been a movie that's been like hinted at for like over a decade now. So to finally be able to see a Gladiator 2 coming out now with Denzel Washington and Pedro Pascal is pretty cool. I know that Pedro Pascal is the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour right now. He's kind of in everything. I think when I went to Tim Hortons this morning, I think he was behind the counter. That guy is just everywhere right now, right? Like he's America's sweetheart. So it kind of makes sense to have him here. He's also a very good actor, right? And I don't think that Denzel Washington would just do any piece of crap movie that he's handed the script to. Although you can say, recently with some of the Equalizer 3 and stuff like that, some of those are just paychecks. But I think you have the right tools here. What I will say, I think the first Gladiator. It's almost strange, Darren. I'd like to hear what you have to say about this, but I almost felt like Gladiator 1 was a series of dramatic scenes interspersed with action scenes. And I think what we're going to get in this one is a series of action scenes, longer action scenes interspersed with some drama in between. It's going to be a little bit different.
Yeah, no, I get you. And that was one thing for me is a little controversial in that it's one of those ones, did we need the remake, right? Being that Gladiator 1 was like a fucking hit, right? And so,
right.
Like, I'm not gonna say I'm on the fence or anything like that. I'm a huge fan of Gladiator, and it's like watching this sequel, like watching the trailer for it. Like the action looks phenomenal for me. Like, I love all the attentions to detail that we got here, and yeah, okay, the storyline does kind of pick up from kind of where we left off as well, and like Lucius, the kid at the time. Now we kind of learned is like Maximus is son. Yeah, that's right. So like, you know, he's now feeling betrayed by Rome. So again, similar plot, or if not the same plot, if you like, to the first movie, where he's now rising against the Empire, you know, and then wanting to take on General, who's played by Pedro Pascal. So he's very relevant at this time. Again, great actor. I like Pedro Pascal. I think he's awesome. He was cool as Oberyn in freaking Game of Thrones. He's a cool guy, right? He's a cool guy. He's very relevant. And, you know, Denzel Washington adds a bit of a different touch to this movie. Who doesn't love Denzel? Is he made for this? Yeah, why not? Give it a shot, right? Let these guys cook.
Yeah,
okay. So, again, I love the first one. It hit all the notes, hit all the feels, everything. And I got that good feeling that this one's going to probably not hit it as hard as the first, but it's going to be a good movie. It's going to have the action. It's going to have those feels again as well, you know? It's going to be dramatic. Ridley Scott, I mean, he's made some good movies, you know? Like, being accurate with history, not so much. Kind of fluffs that, but that's Hollywood, right? Who gives a shit? If you can look over that shit, then who cares? Just enjoy it for what it is. Take it, say it face value, whatever, right? That's how I am with this movie. Again, being a fan of it. Am I happy it's franchised? Sure. Screw it. It's gonna be a good movie. I got a good feel.
They have most of the key ingredients here, including Ridley Scott. The cast is obviously new, and there's not going to be any Russell Crowe in this one. One of the key differences from this movie is the first score from the first movie was handled by Hans Zimmer, right? Who's a legendary composer and does really good music. And this one will be handled by Harry Gregson Williams, who does that other soundtrack. So he's taking the helm in this one. So he's got what a career he's made, and he has one of my favorite Metal Gear songs. He does the song for Metal Gear. Well, he does it for a bunch of them, but one of my favorite ones was Metal Gear Solid 2. So he's the music's in good hands. It's a different cast. It's Denzel Washington, one of my favorite actors of all time, and I think we're in good hands here, and it should be good. But I'm curious to see what happens. The budget was $250 to $310 million. So
damn, it seems like there's a lot of CGI in there as well, right? So
yeah, a lot of CGI. There's a lot of expectations here. Ryan, do you think it makes back the $250 million?
Yeah, I think hype alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I've never seen the first one. I was just telling Darren before we got on, like, I don't really. And Chris, you know this about me. This genre doesn't.
Yeah, you're not a medieval guy.
No, it does not speak to me whatsoever. Like, I'm more likely to play a video game in this setting, but to watch a movie is very tough for me. Yeah. So, but just knowing what I know, like, yeah, I think just based off the hype alone that it's a sequel to a beloved movie. Yeah. 25 years later, I think there's going to be a lot of curiosity there, and I think when you start looking at the cast and the people involved, and Ridley Scott and Pedro Pascal and Denzel, like, yeah, this has all the inner workings to make its budget back and then some. So I would not be surprised. Now, whether or not people can get, you know, like, some people might not want this sequel, some people might be disappointed by it. That's another topic, but I think financially, yeah, it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, if you rewind back to the first one, even like they hit over 460 million worldwide, and they were like nominated for 12 Academy Awards as well, and they won 5, including like Best Picture, Best Actor. So there's some tough boots to fill in this one for sure. But say that being said as well, like, again, you've got some great actors in there as well. Again, there's going to be a lot of hype built up. It's been over 20 years since the OG. They still got, I guess, Lucius was definitely a historic character from that time. I don't know anything else apart from that. You had Marcus Aurelius, who's I'm sure a lot of people know of Marcus Aurelius as a very, very famous philosopher of his time. So I think that piqued a lot of kind of curiosity of a lot of people back in the 2000 time era. I say, as well as like Commodus being true to his character as well. Sort of Commodus back in say the Roman times, he was a bit of a head case as well, and and obviously Ridley's got twisted the historical element of it, but again, a great movie that I say hit all the high notes and made a substantial amount of money. This I feel as well, as Ryan said, because of the hype and everything else from the OG one and the characters and everything else in the cast. This is going to hit too, 100%.